some pretty big news happened today. Big power move by Microsoft today with the purchase and acquirement of Bethesda's parent company, Zenimax. That's a big one, and not just for pennies either, for $7.5 billion. That is big, especially with their console coming up in about under 2 months at this point. So basically what has happened is Microsoft's Xbox team significantly, according to this article on CNET, they have significantly expanded their list of development studios, announcing the purchase of ZeniMax Media for $7.5 billion in cash. Honestly, I didn't realize that ZeniMax was still worth that much, but that's a whole nother can of worms. But what this means from a video game standpoint is now under the Microsoft umbrella, the Xbox gaming development umbrella. This now means that Fallout, Elder Scrolls, Dishonored, and the games by id Software, Doom, Rage, and Wolfenstein now fall under Microsoft publication. So that is a big one, and it pushed their game development studios from up to 23, up from 15. They do have a lot of studios. I wish they would do more with them. You know, there's some stuff from other studios that I would actually like to see them do. For example, continuing Killer Instinct. Nothing about KI on the current Xbox, but that is what it is. This is a big move. This is a very, very big move, and it really shook the gaming industry today. And a lot of fans are now wondering, is this the death blow to PlayStation 5? Which I'll get to that in just a minute. But ZeniMax CEO Robert Altman says that the big winners today are our fans. That will remain to be seen. Because the big question is while these franchises do fall under their umbrella, does that mean that the big question here, of course, does that mean you're never going to see Fallout, Elder Scrolls, Doom, Rage, Dishonored, Wolfenstein? Does that mean you're never, ever going to see these on PlayStation or, Steam or anything like that, or Nintendo? Are you never going to see these franchises on these platforms again? And to that, I say two things. It's possible. Exclusivity does, of course, exist in the gaming industry. Some people hate video game exclusivity, and I always stand by this. Exclusivity sells a console. It does. It absolutely does. History has proven since, the very beginning of the renaissance of the video game industry, exclusivity sells a console. It does. It sells it to a point. Because, it's getting kind of now to the point where a lot of people are kind of starting to feel like where some of these companies are almost kind of creating a monopoly. Some people feel that about Microsoft with them buying up all these gaming development studios and whatnot. So that remains to be seen. It could mean that. It very well could mean that. I personally don't think it means that, especially since Elder Scrolls 6... and Starfield, the upcoming game Starfield from Bethesda, were slated to come to multi-platform. So I don't think suddenly they're going to pull the plug and say, nope, Elder Scrolls 6 is not coming, and Starfield is not coming to other platforms. It's only going to be on Xbox. Honestly, this seems more to me like they're trying to load up their big selling point for the upcoming Xbox, which is the Game Pass. There's a lot of focus they're putting on their Game Pass, which is not a bad thing. The Game Pass is a big selling point for an Xbox. It's been like that since the Xbox One, and it is a good thing. Look, I love PlayStation, and I love Demon's Souls, and that's really the big thing that sold me on PlayStation 5 was Demon's Souls. But that's because I'm a fan of that game. I'm not saying that PlayStation is the end-all, be-all. Do I think that overall PlayStation has had the better presentation leading up to these new consoles? Absolutely, they have. And a lot of that had to do with the fact that they showed actual gameplay instead of just relying on cinematics, dudes talking, and look, you can play all of these older things on the system. Look, backwards compatibility is important. You know, and as time has gone by, it has become even more important. I mean, gosh, you know, we've been talking about, you know, the importance of exclusivity since the Super Game Boy on Super Nintendo. You know, it's been a long, you know, multi-decade long debate about how important is backwards compatibility. PlayStation 4 obviously didn't have a whole lot of backwards compatibility. The only thing they really saw was either stuff through PlayStation Now, which mostly leaned on the PS4 side of things, and some digital re-releases of PlayStation 2 games upscaled to, you know, PS4 standards and whatnot, although not completely. Xbox did do better in the backwards compatibility department. They did, and that is a given fact here. But the thing is, the PlayStation as a whole, PlayStation 4, I should say, still sold better than the Xbox, mostly due to pricing and exclusivity with their games. And that is just a God-given fact right there. God of War is a massive example. Final Fantasy VII Remake is another example. Uncharted. I mean, there's, you know, many examples of that. You know, whereas a lot of people feel that the exclusive games that have been on the Xbox haven't really measured up. You know, really, to me, the biggest and best exclusive for me personally that was on the last Xbox was Killer Instinct. But that's also on PC, and I have a gaming PC, and so I'm still able to experience that game. But not everybody has that luxury, and I understand that as well. Now, what this also means is this, jumping into kind of a different topic with this topic, I should say, is a lot of fans have now been asking Obsidian, who is also, you know, working alongside Microsoft, whatnot, and they're under them and everything. You know, a lot of people have been asking Obsidian, does this mean Fallout New Vegas is going to get another sequel? To which Obsidian simply remarked, you know, who knows? It's possible. It's very possible. Now, the third thing that has happened with all of this actually comes from the, I'm just going to go ahead and say it, the Sony fanboys. Look, everything has their fanboys, their fangirls, and Lord knows and whatnot. So basically what's been happening is the PlayStation fans, and I'm just going to go and say it, PlayStation fanboys have been screaming and crying on Twitter all day, calling for Sony to buy Konami as a response to Microsoft Bethesda acquisition. Look, I don't even think Konami wants Konami at this point, except they probably do because they make a killer ton of money off of pachinko machines and Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So, you know, guys, Konami, let's just be honest here, it's 2020. Konami doesn't care about making video games anymore, and they don't. I mean, and that makes me sad because I love, you know, games of past Konami, you know, awesomeness and whatnot. Castlevania is one of my favorite franchises of all time. You know, and some people have said, well, oh man, Sony just needs to acquire the rights to Castlevania and Metal Gear and all that. And I'm like, maybe, but at the same time, it's like, guys, you know, this is not, some people on the other side of the spectrum have said that this is the 1-2 death blow to PlayStation 5, to which I also say, not really, you know, because one, we don't even know if this means that Elder Scrolls and Fallout will never come to another platform and that they'll only be on Xbox and Windows. We don't know that. It's possible, but, you know, some of their later games are still slated for other consoles, you know. Two, I'm just going to go ahead and say it, and again, this is a fan of games, not consoles, saying this. I want that reiterated before somebody inflames themselves in the comments. PlayStation 5's exclusivity lineup to this point, as far as a presentation is concerned, is too strong at this point. I mean, Ratchet & Clank, Demon's Souls, Miles Morales, like, it is a powerhouse of a push here with these first-party games coming out of the PlayStation 5, especially compared. Now look, the Game Pass is a powerful thing in its own right, and the acquirement of Zenimax Media with Bethesda is a powerful thing indeed. Although, like I said, I really do think this is just another thing to stack up into their Game Pass, which basically what this means is utilization of these franchises on the Game Pass. Elder Scrolls, Fallout, Doom, Rage, all that on the Game Pass. Utilization of them on the Game Pass. But again, it's just more older stuff. So that's another point to raise in this. It's just stuff that's come out already, that's already out, that's already on PlayStation 4, that is compatible on PlayStation 5, because Sony already confirmed that 99% of PlayStation 4 games are compatible on PlayStation 4. So if you already own a PS4 copy of Doom, Skyrim, which you probably do, Lord knows Skyrim's on everything, Rage 2 and Dishonored 2, and if you already own these copies on PlayStation 4, well, you'll be able to play them on PlayStation 5, more than likely. Do I think it means Starfield and Elder Scrolls 6 will never come out on PlayStation 5? No, I don't think that at all, especially since they were already listed for multi-platform releases. I think it could be in a case like Final Fantasy VII Remakes. I think it could be a delayed release. At best, I think it could be a delayed release. But I don't see Elder Scrolls 6 or Fallout or Doom only being on Xbox. I could be entirely wrong. Either way, pretty big power move on Xbox's part here. And hey, if it makes the gaming industry that much more appealing to fans, then so be it, Doesn't really affect me personally, because if I do want to play new stuff from this, new ownership and whatnot, and if Bethesda is only going to release on Xbox and Windows, well then, I have a gaming PC, it is what it is. It doesn't really affect me a whole lot. But for people that are only on one platform, I could see it working as a positive and a negative. I don't know. You tell me in the comments below. How do you feel about this acquirements of Bethesda and Zenimax and all that? How do you feel about this? What are your thoughts on this? Do you find it to be a good thing? Do you find it to be a bad thing? Do you find it to be the who the hell cares kind of thing? I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. And while you're at it, thank you for joining me today. Smash that like button, hit the subscribe button if you want to see more, click the bell when you want to be notified, follow me on Twitter, follow me on Twitch for live streams, and you have a wonderful, wonderful shway day, baby. See you later.